Hey, today I want to talk about DeFi as a business, okay? And that doesn't mean, I don't mean, gambling out there, buying some kind of digital coin and hoping that it's going to rise in value down the road. Now, what I'm looking at here, coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, BNB, etc., right? The top ranked coins. I'm thinking, of course, they are going to rise down the road. But what I'm talking about here today is not buying a coin and holding it and then hoping, later to create some profit for yourself. Okay, I'm talking about doing something entirely different that can create an asset. Okay, and one thing before I get started here, a digital coin that you're holding right now is not an asset until it's sold for profit. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about, how to create daily cash flow with crypto. Coming up in just a moment, stay tuned. Welcome to this channel. On my channel, what I do most of the time, as per request by the majority of my viewers, I usually review systems, money-making systems, etc., courses, etc., things that make people money online. That's what people usually ask me to review. The bad thing about this is the majority of things that people ask me to review usually would turn out to be Ponzi schemes. I would say 99.9% of the systems that I've reviewed so far, dealing with cryptocurrencies and even Forex, passive income, have turned out to be horrible scams. I don't promote these kind of things on this channel. I just, I promote like training products that can actually help and serve people, how to create your own assets in the DeFi space, okay? So anyways, if you're new to the channel, you can find that subscribe button and also click on this bell notification icon. That way every single time I go live with new content, you'll be one of the very first people to get access to this helpful, useful information. Also, at any time throughout watching this video, if you're looking for a legitimate way to create daily cash flow with crypto and DeFi, just go underneath this video. Not a Ponzi scheme. It's a 100% legitimate training platform that can help you do this. That's created by people who are actually doing this right now. Okay, underneath this video, first link in the description box below at any time to get access to this information. So, at the beginning of this video, I was talking about the average person out there. Nowadays, let's look and what is happening here in the world. Okay, well, in the past, the average person used to have to, in Canada and the US, okay, and countries like Canada and the US, I'm thinking everywhere, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you've got to do something for an income, right? Something to put food on the table. But based on statistics from Canada and the US and other countries like Canada and the US, okay, the average person used to have to work 8 hours per day, 40 hours per week, just to keep up with their lifestyles. Okay, now because of horrible world leaders, okay, that are running our countries into the ground by overspending, government spending, and then inflation, right? Inflation's always going to be around. Nowadays, the average person, in order to keep the type of lifestyle, the buying power that their job was providing them every month, right? Maybe like 5 years ago, average person had to work 8 hours a day, okay? If you have multiple people earning in your household, like maybe you've got 4 people and you're all contributing, right? Contributing together, then maybe you guys can still work 8 hours a day. But for 2-person households, mom and pop, etc., nowadays, to keep up with the lifestyle that they had just 5 years ago, they got to work like 10 hours. Or they're going to have to do what a lot of people are doing in Ontario, Canada, which is horrible, and it's actually It's actually moving to other parts of the Canada. I'm sure they're doing this in the States too. People are renting out extra bedrooms for extra money, especially in Ontario, Canada, Southern Ontario. I think honestly, because I lived in Ontario for years, people here in Ontario, they're willing to pay ridiculous amounts for houses. I gotta say that. It's horrible. A horrible mindset. Okay, with me, with mindset that I have, if something's too expensive, then just leave it alone. Right? If a mortgage is too expensive, just leave it alone. Rent. But what most people are trying to do is they're taking on mortgages that they can't handle. Okay? But anyways, that's a video for another day. What I'm talking about here is the rise in inflation and overspending by the government. We got like Justin Trudeau here, and he's doing all kind of stupid stuff here in Canada right now. He's like the worst government leader, prime minister we ever had in history. Justin Trudeau, horrible. Okay, and for some reason they just keep electing this guy. Okay, but 5 years ago, what did people have to do? They had to work 8 hours a day. Now I'm talking about a two-person household income, combining their income together, husband and wife, etc. Or nowadays, right, partners is what I should be saying. And in order to keep the lifestyles that we were enjoying 5 years ago, now we got to work 10 hours per day. Some people are working 12 hours and more, okay, but not the majority. I'd say the majority of people, either they're working like 10 hours per day to keep up with inflation, or they're renting out parts of their houses and doing other things for income, okay? Now, what does this look like? In the beautiful, perfect world, this is the scenario that they paint the picture with, right? Beautiful family, you're waking up in the morning. In truth, in reality, this is more of a picture. Okay, it wasn't even. It was worse. Like when I was in the trucking industry, I was in Canadian trucking industry for like 30 years. It was a lot worse than this. It wasn't like sunshine. This guy's holding his head here, right? When I went out in the morning, sometimes I'd start in the morning and I'd leave 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like pitch black. It's always darkest before the dawn, right? Pitch black. This guy's got sunshine and he's holding his head. But that is the scenario nowadays, right? Not this one here. Maybe Saturday morning if everyone is all at home together. Everyone's waking up happy, right? But most people are just burnt out, okay? So what is happening here? We've got people waking up, having breakfast. Hopefully that takes an hour, right? And then they have children. Most people who are trying to create passive income nowadays, especially on the internet, have kids. The majority, right? What do most people have to do? Either they have to wait for the school bus to come pick up the kids, or you got to shuttle the kids themselves. That could be an extra half an hour, okay? So an hour to wake up, have a quick breakfast, and half an hour to shuttle the kids off if you have kids. And then you're looking at an hour for the average person, especially in the big cities. It can be even more than that, right? An hour in the morning, right? An hour in the evening, etc. I worked in Ontario, Canada for years, right? And then I'd say over the past decade, when I was an over-the-road trucker, I would see people coming in to the Greater Toronto area from Belleville. Belleville is like 2.25 hours, I would say, east of Toronto. 2 hours roughly east of Toronto with no traffic. People were commuting from Belleville to Toronto. Why were they doing that? Because at that point in time, the houses were cheaper. Now, if you go to Belleville, a lot of greed is happening with people, right? They know that in the big cities, the rise of home value, meaning the prices of homes have gone through the roof. They're also going through the roof in places like Belleville, right? That's just horrible. That's just crazy, but that is what's happening. Some people are commuting. I knew a guy that used to commute 4 hours per day. Who the hell does that? And that was if he didn't have any traffic. He was commuting from Peterborough, Ontario, into west of Toronto. to work as a truck driver. And then in the afternoon, it's probably 3 hours back home. In the morning, it was probably an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how early he got on the highway. But in the morning, he was looking at least 3 hours on the way home with the rush hour traffic. Okay. But for the regular people, you're looking at 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. In between, you're looking at 8 to 10 hours working at your job. Okay, so what are we looking at here? 14 hours of the day already gone trading just to work around your job. That is what's happening with most people. Okay, then you've got like 10 hours left, right? After 14 hours are gone from doing all those things, just so people can go to school, to get an education, to go to work, or people working just to get by and provide shelter and food on the table for their family. It's all like a 14-hour story every single day. Some people, it's even more than that. So then you got like 10 hours left for the average person. Most people will try to sleep up to 8 hours. Okay, so then you got like 2 hours for family time. So people aren't stupid, right? They know that there's only X amount of time that they can keep trying to do this. So what are the alternatives here? Well, I'm going to go back here to this website here, CoinMarketCap. The majority of people right now are hoping to create some type of nest egg with cryptocurrencies. Now, Kenny Rogers has a song. Okay, I'm not knocking this. I'm not saying it can't work. Yeah, I'm not knocking this at all. Okay, some people are doing this. Some people are hoping that this is going to create them some type of future, that or some kind of change. Okay, but to me, it's gambling. Okay, going to, gambling, trying to pick a coin here of value. I'm sure they're going to rise in value. I'm sure all of these, lucrative, legitimate coins up here, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, right, Dogecoin, etc., Shiba, XRP, Solano, Tether, right? Yeah, of course, down the road, they are going to rise in value, okay? But these coins, right, even Bitcoin, if you bought some Bitcoin, if you have some Bitcoin right now, it's not an asset until you sell it and you actually do it successfully in a way that it creates profit, right? That you have, that it created, the asset created the profit for you. Now, a lot of people spending a lot of time in traffic, of course, and now they're looking for other ways out. Some people are doing blue-collar jobs, laboring, etc. And long story short, many people are doing either this, I would say gambling, hoping that they buy the right kind of coins and in the future they can cash in. Others are investing blindly into what I would call cryptocurrency Ponzi schemes. That's a story for another day. Most of the things that people ask me to review on this channel usually turns out to be Ponzi schemes, and most people end off in a worse position than they started with Ponzi schemes. That's a story for another day. Okay. But with buying crypto, holding it for a little while, and then selling it in the future, it's not an asset until you've successfully sold it for profit. Okay. Houses are liabilities. Hopefully you know that by now. Most people know this. Of course, it's nice to have a house if you have a family, right? It's everyone should have one with family, and they want, if you've got children and maybe animals, right? It's a lovely idea, but it is, in a nutshell, a liability. It's one of the main reasons you got to do this, right? Spend most of your time, right, creating income, but it's not an asset. An asset is property owned by a person that creates... Okay, I'm not going to even read this part here because I'm not agreeing 100%. Regarded as having value or available to meet debts. An asset, guys. We'll get a picture. Rich Dad, right? What did he define an asset? He said an asset is like if you go out there and you borrow money using the bank's money, and you go out there and buy a house, right, using other people's money, and then maybe you rent that house out or you flip that house, and that house actually creates cash flow, daily cash flow, monthly cash flow, annual cash flow into your household, then that home or that house can become an asset. Well, the same thing for crypto. It's not an asset until you sell it successfully for profit. So a lot of people are gambling, hoping that down the road, because why is this happening? Because they don't have too much time at the end of the day from taking care of the family, from, trading time at a job. I'm not knocking jobs. I've done it for years, and I had like 80 hours per week, always away from my home, always on the road, and did it like in darkness. Okay, so I still have respect because it was paying for my family expenses, paying for mortgages, car loans, etc. Okay, and the lifestyle that I was living when I was a truck driver, we had 2 kids that were in school, and my wife, I was able to actually allow her to stay home. When I met her, she was working at a bank. She was a bank teller. And after our first child, she said she wanted to do homeschooling. And because of the income that I was making at my trucking job and being paid how I was being paid, like as an independent trucker, I was actually able to provide enough income by myself where she could actually she wanted to homeschool the kids. She started with my first son, and then with my second son. He's never seen the inside of a traditional schoolroom, and he's actually coding right now. He lives west of Ontario, the western part of Ontario. I'm not going to say exactly where, and in a nice, beautiful area. And he's in his mid-20s, and he's actually coding for video games, and he's never seen the inside of a traditional schoolroom. So I'm thinking homeschooling is quite powerful for some people. Okay, but I did have to trade my life away because I was always behind the wheel of a big rig truck, and most of the time I was driving in darkness. Okay, so long story short, is there another way? Is there another way that you can create cash flow? Okay, well, there is. Okay, there is a way that you can create cash flow, and that's a video for another day. But what you can do is you can go underneath this video, click on the first link below in the description box below to my website, right? And you can take action there. Just enter your email address. Okay. What's going to happen is you can watch a video that's going to teach you, if you're interested in leveraging systems. I want to go back to side hustle income. A lot of people tried to create this in the past. Okay, most people that try to create side hustle income in the past, what have they done? If you look at what most people have done, and maybe even some people are doing right now, they'll try and figure out what everyone else is doing successfully and mimic it, meaning they'll try and digest free content on YouTube as an example, right? But most people who are unsuccessful don't even know what to type into YouTube or Google to find the information that will actually serve you. Okay, and I read a comment on another guy's channel. The guy was saying he's cut his sleep time down to about 5 hours per night, so that he could spend 4 or 5 hours after spending family time, after commuting, after working at his full-time job, trying to digest information out there. So he's trying to find free information. I'm not saying it can't work, but I'm saying that people who are doing that value money more than their time. And the people that I've looked at in this crypto space that have actually became very successful have actually valued their time more than money, right? They wanted to buy their time. So I'm not saying that you can't be one of those guys, because a lot of people, even with affiliate marketing, that's something else, right? Affiliate marketing or a mother's side hustle income, trying to create traffic, etc., trying to figure out how to do this by trying to go out there and saying, hey, we can just get information for free. But most of the people don't actually know what kind of information that they should be searching for that will actually take them to where they want to go. Okay, so if that's you right now, and you value your time more than money, and I'm hoping that you do, there is an option for you. You can go underneath this video at any time, click down in the first link below to my website, right, and take action there. I'm not the system creator. It's created by another fellow who's been in this space, who's figured out this stuff, and now he has a community of people. And you can also get access to members inside this community. A lot of people are sharing information on what is actually working for them right now. One guy, quick story here, he's been doing this for about 5 months. How to create daily cash flow with crypto, with providing liquidity to exchanges. Now, there are millions of people trying to figure out how to do this right now. Maybe one of the guys left that comment on the other guy's channel saying he spends 4 or 5 hours every night trying to figure this out for free. So hopefully you're not that type of person. You value your time more than your money, and that is why you're here. I was actually successful in the past as an affiliate marketer because I valued, I was working all the time, and I got fed up with that lifestyle, and it was just drying me out. I had my back against the wall. So I got into affiliate marketing, and that's something else. That's not what I'm offering you here today, as a way out of that situation, because my why was so strong. It was not just money. I was making enough money. But what's good? What is it? How good is it if you got enough money in the bank, right? And you get some left over to give you a half decent lifestyle. And you got no time, and you're burnt out, and you're looking like this fellow, and it's not even, I was worse, way worse, because it was pitch black when I was waking up, right, to go to work in snowstorms, etc. Okay. Anyways, one of the guys in our community, he has been doing this about 5 months now. He's followed the course. You get a 6-month package of coaching with this program. 6 months, okay? And I'm even going to give you the discounted link, okay? But he's been doing it with I would say, what did he drop down? He put down about $7,000. You can start out with smaller. He did start out with smaller amounts, but one of the projects that he created, right? And it's not a big money setup. It's not that hard to do. He figured out how to do it by going through the information, by going on the live Q&As that they have every month, right? And asking the coaches, etc., his specific questions. And most importantly, he implemented the information. He didn't just go take the course and didn't do anything with it. He implemented the information, and he was like this guy over here, okay? His back was against the wall. He was burnt out. And hey, one more thing. He was a blue-collar guy, right? Working in an oil rig in northern Alberta. I can't mention the name of the company because I can get sued. They don't want people to get, they don't want this information out there, that one of their employees is not their employee anymore because he's created daily cash flow with crypto. Okay. And all I can say, it's one of the companies that were out there during the 2023 wildfires in Alberta. It's one of the companies that were one of the biggest companies out there in Fort Mac. Oops, said something else there. Anyways, Fort Mac, Alberta, that weren't let in by the RCMP while the wildfires were burning. They had the equipment to help put the wildfires out, but the RCMP wouldn't let them in. Okay, that's all I can say. Now with crypto, he's put down, it's roughly around I think it was, what did I just say, $7,000. and he's making $1,200 every week. Okay, is that a guarantee for everyone? I don't know you. I don't know if you're going to actually implement this information. All I can point you is in the right direction, and you can take a look at the information and decide for yourself at the end of the video if it's something that you'd be interested in. But one thing I gotta say before I go, there are people who would spend, like real entrepreneurs out there, real investors in real estate, who will put down $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 into an asset to see maybe $1,200 in a month come in. They would be shit happy. Now this one fellow who worked at the oil fields, right, a blue collar guy, followed our training course, and he's averaging $1,200 a week, but he took it very seriously. Anyways, if that's you right now and you're looking for more information, just go underneath the video, click on the first link below, and get information on Inside. Anyways, guys, I will see you on the next one. This video is getting too long. I'll try and make some more content just like this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the content today. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below.